here in Genesis. Go ahead.
And the third, now, demut, signifies the original after which a thing is patterned.
The original after which something is patterned.
To whom then will ye liken God? Question mark. Or what likeness will ye compare unto him?
So when it asks about, and is that Isaiah? Is that
Isaiah 40 verse 18?
Now if you go and read Isaiah chapter 40, brothers and sisters, when it talks about to what likeness would you compare God, it's not talking about no body shape. But to what power, like what thing is it that man does or has and you'll compare God to it? Nothing. Go ahead.
This significance is in its first biblical appearance. Quote, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
So here, the likeness and the image, something being made to resemble a phantom. Something that has a likeness or something that is made upon the pattern of an original. And then there is something that happens, and this is our last text, Genesis 3 and 22. Read that one verse in Genesis 3 and 22. Genesis 3 and 22.
And the rib which the Lord God had taken from the man, from man.
3 and 22.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at 2. And the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever.
So now, once man has the knowledge of good and evil, brothers and sisters, now that the verb has taken place, where he is like, man acts like. You see what I'm saying? Man acts like us now, because once man had the knowledge of good and evil, now he is able to try and act like or imitate or carry on the same actions of the Elohim. To make judgment, to know the difference between right and wrong and things of that nature. But when man was just made in his day, before he actually started to act like God in chapter 3, he carried just the image and the likeness of God, meaning he was made with the ability to he had the ability to reason, he had the ability to talk, he had the ability of speech, all of these things. And so when it talks about man is made in our image and our likeness, it is going past this physical representation of man got hands, man got eyes, man got nose, man got mouth, face. Because we know that animals on the earth have their 4 extremities.
I want to add on to that point.
Go ahead.
But also too, we have to also consider the fact that the point was excellent as far as man having dominion, and that being part of the image that he was created in, as far as all other animals in creation. But also too is like when he said in Psalm that God has made man upright. Also too is his physical form represent his ability within that dominion of power that he has, being in God's image and likeness. Right. Like say for example, unlike monkeys or unlike animals, man can use his hands, his fingers, and dexterity to create things he can reason in. If man want to build something with his hand, unlike an animal, they don't have that ability with their paws to do that, because animals don't have that reason. But we able to make books, make manures, and we can all the way down to the finest detail. Just kind of a manifestation or reflection of the power that the Most High had. That's a good point. We physically can't say that God got a physical hand was touching, but like when the Bible tells you how he created the heavens with his hands, or he created the earth with his hands, we understand a reflection of that using that word, that move. In the same manner as if we create something with our own hands, we put our own reasoning to it, but our fingers and hands and things of that sort, represent that reasoning that we have in the flesh.
Right. That's a real good point. That likeness altogether is all of that. The whole being of man, what he's able to physically do because of his knowledge and his reasoning in him. I can actually create civilization. I can make a car. Man can't fly like a bird, and I'm gonna, through my reasoning and understanding, we're gonna bring forth with our hands a contraption that will put us in the air like birds to fly from here to the other end of the earth. I can't be down under the water all day like a whale. But through our reasoning and understanding, we're going to use our hands and bring forth a sub and we can stay underwater for 2-3 days if we want to. You understand what I'm saying? That is the image and the likeness of God. That is what man had that none of the other creatures had. But we still weren't after God's kind, but we were made after his image and his likeness. We were patterned off of his abilities and the things he had, but he gave us bodies of the earth like the rest of the creatures of the earth have. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to end the law reading there. I hope that was informative. I hope that helps. And for you children, as you learn, and if any of y'all go to public schools and y'all hear the explanations, don't cause a riot in school and get yourself in trouble or nothing by trying to debate the teacher on none of this stuff is true. I know God did this and that. Don't do none of that. But understand that man's sight is only limited to what he see in front of him and what they think has happened. They're not teaching you any facts about creation, but the word has given us, and you have to have the faith that this is the truth, and that we have understanding that science refuses to have. They can have it too, but they refuse to have it because they have no faith in God and in his word. So I hope that the diagrams help y'all, and I hope that the things that we use to explain helps, and that in the reading of the law and the prophets for the Sabbath. And I thank y'all for your time. Now, praise God. Now, I guess we'll have the announcement at the end.